Welcome, my subscribers and non-subscribers, to the channel Enlightenment Through Spiritism. Thank you again for watching the channel Cristina C. Ferreira. We are continuing and to the segment, and this will be our last segment to the What is Love and to the Gospel according to the Spiritism. Stay with me, and might be a little bit longer, but it is worth to study this segment. It is a beautiful knowledge that we have through the instructions from the spirits, the law of love. So let's get to it. Esteemed fellow students, the spirits who are here presented say to you through my intermediary, love with all your hearts, so that in turn you too may be loved. This thought is so completely just that we find within is everything which can console and alleviate the trials of each day. Or better still, by putting this wisdom into practice, you will so elevate yourselves above all that is material, that you will become spiritualized even before you leave this earthly body. As the study of spiritual matters has developed your understanding of the future, of one thing you can be sure: you are progressing in the direction of God, and you will see fulfilled all the promises which correspond to the aspirations of your soul. This is why it is necessary to elevate oneself, so we may be able to judge ourselves without the constraint of matter, and why we must never condemn our neighbor without first directing our thoughts to God. So before we even think about it, to condemn our neighbor, we need to direction our thoughts to God. What that means? It means that we have to look into ourselves first and see what is wrong with me before I can point it and condemn anybody around myself. When we talk about our neighbors, we learn in all the segments that we already talked about it, that when we talk about our neighbors, we are talking about the humanity. Not just my neighbor that lives besides me, above me, in front of me, my family, parents, friends. Is the humanity in general. So look to yourself first within, before you can condemn and judge anybody else. And who are ye? We are to condemn anybody anyways, right? We are not perfect. We don't have the right to condemn anyone. That is the first lesson we are learning. To love, in the true sense of the word, is to be loyal, honest, and conscientious. To do to others what we would have them to do to us. It is to look around oneself and search for the inner meaning behind all the pain afflicting your fellow creatures, so as to be better able to offer some relief. It is to consider the great human family as your own, because this family will, at some future date, re-encounter itself and the other more advanced worlds, together with other spirits who, like you, are also God's children, destined to infinite elevation. So one day, when we leave our earthly body, we will encounter this other family that we may not know yet in another spiritual plane. So when we get there in the spiritual plane, we will encounter this more elevated people, spiritual people, that will receive us, and we may need their help for us to elevate our souls and ourselves to a better place. So be kind to one another, because you don't know if that person that one day you mistreated will be the person that you will need in a much higher elevated place in a spiritual plane. So be kind to another, because this earthly body, as I said before, is temporary. This body is dense, is heavy, and is just the house for our spirit. And one day we will leave this earthly body and go back home to our spiritual plane. And we're going to need our friends that is in a much elevated place than us. Thus you cannot deny to your fellow man and woman what God has liberally granted to you, seeing that on your side you should be happy that they give you what you need. Therefore, always have a word of comfort and hope for all who suffer, so that you may be holy, just, and loving. So remember when I say that sometimes a little kindness here and there, it doesn't hurt. Let somebody go, right? Say thank you. Say how are you, and meaning, how are you doing today? But don't think or do it already think the bonus or compensation that you're going to have after life. Because if you do that, it's already not worth it. Okay? Do it meaning with love, with your heart pure. If you do that already thinking, oh, I'm going to do this because when I get in the spiritual plane, I'm going to have some compensation, you are out. You're already doing wrong. You have to do it with a pure heart, okay? If you're already thinking that I'm going to do because this way I'm going to be compensated, it's already not good. You have to do with a pure heart, all right? You have to do charities and do things, but with a pure heart. If you're doing just because, oh, I'm going to have a bonus, that's going to count for me, it's not going to work that way. You have to do the pure heart, okay, guys? Not like you are not gonna pay your way in the spiritual world just because. Sorry, but it is the truth. You have to do the pure heart, okay? Believe that the wise saying, love greatly so as to be greatly loved. This is exactly what I'm saying. So you have to love with the true love, okay? Will open up the way. These words are revolutionary and follow a pathway that is sure and invariable. But those of you who listen to them have already made some progress. You are much better than you were 100 years ago. You have changed so much to your own good that you can willingly accept a host of new ideas on liberty and fraternity which before you would have rejected. So when we were 100 years ago, we reject all these words. And when we were reborn through the reincarnation, we already have the seed of love on us. And now you are more accepting the words that we are hearing. So we already progress. We as spirits believe that we never regret. We always progress. Okay? So in Spiritism, no one ever regrets. We always progress. Okay? Moreover, without doubt, in another 100 years or so, you will accept just as easily those ideas which now you are unable to get into your heads. Today, on the Spiritist movement has taken such a big step forward. It is seen how quickly ideas of justice and renovation, which are a constant in Spiritist teachings, are largely accepted by the intelligent world due to the fact that these ideas correspond to all that is divine within each one. This has come about because you were prepared by a rich and fertile sowing during the last century, when the seeds of the great ideas regarding progress were implanted in the bosom of earthly society. As everything is linked together under the direction of God, all lessons, when received and accepted, will be the means of bringing about the universal interchange of love for one's fellow beings. In this way, all incarnated spirits, being better able to appreciate and judge things, will join hands with those from every corner of this planet. One and all will come together to understand and love each other, to destroy all injustices and all causes of misunderstanding amongst people. So we've been learning this for centuries already. Remember, the Gospel according to the Spiritism was written in 1864 and revised in 1866 and translated in 1987 in many different languages. We are in 2020 and reading the same Gospel according to the Spiritism by Allan Kardec. So this, it's very advanced if you think about it. Was written centuries ago, and we're still learning from the spiritual world the same teachings. So the humanity still have to learn more and more about love. The law of love. Love one another. Right? And what are we seeing? Hate, violence. We need to love one another for the world to become better. Okay? The great concept of renewed true spiritism, so well present in the Spirit's book, will produce the prodigious miracles of the forthcoming century and lead to the harmonizing of all the material and spiritual interests of mankind. This will be brought about through fuller understanding of the maximum. Love greatly, so as to be greatly loved. In the Spirit signs, Samson, an ex-member of the Spiritist Society of Paris, 1863. So we have this greatest series about love. I have been putting on this platform the Spirit's book, which I gave a little bit of a break, and I am very sorry for that, but I went through a very serious surgery, and I couldn't make posts or anything because I was bed-bound, and I apologize for that, but as soon as I can and when I can, I will continue doing my posts. But I thought that this moment that we are right now, it's very important to talk about love. Love one another. Be grateful that we have this seed of love planted on our hearts. I have been seeing too much hate out there. And we need, as spirits that we are, to plant the seed of love again. The world become a place that is almost inhabit, difficult. And I know it's easy saying than done, but let's do one step at a time. One smile, one thank you, let one person go in the front of you. We together can do that. I choose the word enlightenment through Spiritism because I believe that if we do one person at a time, it can become a big movement if we do together in every part of the world, everywhere that we are. This is the platform, and this is my mission, to bring love through the camera where I am and tell all of you that that's what I like to do, is to bring the words of wisdom through the Spiritism. And if you have any comments, any questions, I will answer as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Thanks to be with me. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. Put your comments. I am very thankful for watching. Thanks again to be with me until this time. God bless you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.